Hey, welcome to Bird Squawk. Today I want to talk about pulling babies from their parents and when it's time, or at least when we do it. I'm in the aviary right now, and these two are approximately 2 weeks old. They're very healthy, and it's time to pull them. And I want to start doing the hand feeding myself. But today's video, I want to go through that process and what's going to happen. So stick around. We'll be right back. Okay, everybody, I got everything laid out here. I've got the food laid out, something to mix it in, my instant thermometer to check the temperature of the food, and I'm going ahead and I'm getting a new syringe out, and I have a tip that I'm going to use, and of course, something to put the birds in. I brought the birds up, and I put them in, well, voila, our new brooder, and that we just finished up. So they've been doing great in here. I had to bring the temperature down quite a bit because they were panting. I started in the 90s, and they just were panting too much, and which makes sense because they're old enough that the parents weren't sitting on them, and so it wouldn't have been 95 degrees in their box. So I started bringing that down until I got to 86 degrees Fahrenheit and saw that they had stopped panting. At that point, I let them go, and they had food in their crop, as you could see from the last clip, and they've used the bathroom a couple of times, and so we're ready to feed them. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to take them out, and we're going to feed them formula for the first time. All right? Stick around. Watch me do this. Okay, let's get some food out here, some formula. And I don't think we're going to need a whole lot, so I'm not going to make a tremendous amount. Okay, I've warmed this cup up, and so it's not hot, but it's warm. And so it will help keep the food a little bit warmer. Now remember, we want to make sure that this food is 105 degrees, okay? Now, when we put the water in here, we want at least 120 to 125 degree water, and then that will come down to around 105 degrees. Let's do that right now. Okay, let's go ahead and get these guys out. We have beautiful, looks to me like we've got, this one's got a little bit of poop on it that I need to clean up off its foot, but we'll get that before we put them back in. So these are them. Obviously one's a little bigger than the other. And these are both going to be white face, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think this one has the orange. No, I think both these are going to be white face, which their mother is white face. So let's go ahead and this is going to be their first time, and you can see I've got this kind of runny, okay? And so I'm going to the side, just letting them taste it, okay? They've never done this before. I'll give this a little, you see that? See that little, I'm shaking this just a little bit. And that's what the parents do. And that's what excites the chicks to want to start swallowing, okay? See how they're stretching their neck out? That's what the parent does. The parent will take its beak and go over the top and start bobbing up and down. And that stimulates the bird that it's time to eat. Okay, so, oh, the poor guys are scared to death right now. This is new to them. But I want you to look at how big and healthy these birds are, okay? And it's because the parents took care of them for the first couple of weeks. I've always thought that this was better. Of course, we have to take some of them and hatch them from the eggs because there's just some parents that won't incubate their eggs and so on and so forth. So we try to have good parents and, that take care of their babies so that we can get them at this age. This guy's about 2 weeks old. And so you can see his fin feathers are popping out, and he's going to be eating quite a bit here. But I'm certainly not forcing him at all at this first time. And so we're just kind of just letting them go, letting them taste this. This is all new to them, okay? This pair is on pellets, by the way. So that, I think, makes it a little bit easier going over to formula rather than having seed. But we feed pellets only in our aviary. We don't let them have seed as a regular diet. Occasionally we'll give them some millet and, let them, crunch that with their beaks and open the seeds. And, that's kind of good for them just to do those kind of things. But we certainly don't give enough to them that, that's what their diet is. Okay, these guys are pretty full now. Okay. And they had some food still in them yet. And so you saw the light go off on the brooder there. That means it's working well. All right, so let's look at the bottom of this one's foot because it had a little bit of mess on it. And I'm going to clean that off of it. Okay, that happens when they're in the nest box. And over the next day or so, we'll clean them up a little better. But when they're in the nest box, they use the bathroom, and so it has to go somewhere. We try to keep it as clean as possible, but the parents don't want us taking anything out, so they don't want us messing with them. So there you go. So that's our first feeding. These guys were about 2 weeks old. Again, they were with the parents. Both of these are going to be white-faced, and right now I've got them on 86 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're going to let them go for a little bit longer, maybe a couple of more hours, and I maybe will try to top them off. But they're eating really well. That went really smooth. And I think the next feeding will just go a little bit easier. The consistency of the food when I first do it is pretty thin. It's pretty thin. And I want it that way. I want them to be able to run through this and digest this pretty easy. So, hey guys, this is a shorter video. If you like our videos, hit subscribe, like. It does help, and we certainly appreciate it. And we appreciate everybody that is tuned in and watching. And, if you want us to keep making bird videos, then that's certainly what we're here for. Guys, be safe and take care of your babies. And we'll see you in the next video.